Happy Happy St. Patrick's Day. Wow, my tongue is tied this morning. Hopefully I can get through the next few minutes with you. Welcome to Wisdom Wednesday. Every Wednesday I come to you with some tips and tricks to help you get through the week, and my name is Adette Lessert. We have been going through the Harry Potter series chapter by chapter, talking about the coachable moments in each of the chapters, and we are into the second book, The Chamber of Secrets, chapter number 3, the Burrow. And the scene for this particular chapter is when the 3 youngest Weasley boys have snuck off in the middle of the night. They've taken the Ford Angula that has been magically made to fly by Mr. Weasley and have gone to rescue Harry. They instinctively know that there's something that's not quite right that's happening with Harry, and they've gone to rescue him from the Dursleys. They bring him back thinking they've gotten away with sneaking out in the middle of the night, only to discover that Mrs. Weasley has discovered the boys missing, and she is not pleased. She's not pleased on so many accounts. They have not told her where they are going. They have not left a message, and she has been worried all night long. And in addition to that, she has other concerns. She has concerns of their safety. She has concerns of them being seen by the Muggle community and how that might affect the wizarding community. And she's worried that this transgression, this error in judgment might affect her husband's employment, and that essentially affects her whole family's ability to make ends meet at the end of the day. So she has some real concerns. And she does address these with the boys. And, this could have happened. And that's her wisdom of years of experience. That's her wisdom of the past, speaking forward. And there is some validity in her comments. At the same time, sometimes when our wisdom from the past is projected forward, it's no longer relevant. In this case, there's a lot of relevance in what she's saying, but the boys lack that wisdom, lack that insight because they haven't had as many experiences, and because they have a teenage brain development. This is a stage where our teenage brains aren't fully developed, but they're actually going through a reconstruction stage, and it becomes very difficult for teenagers to look at all the consequences of their actions. They're more focused on how to execute the action versus thinking about, well, what if this goes awry? And how many things can I plan ahead for? How many plan B, C, D, E's do I need to create in order to compensate for the action that I think I might take? What are the risks involved? And our teenage brains tend to lack that insight. So what does that mean for you as you're going through your week? Well, I want you to imagine that you're having to make a decision. Maybe it's a simple one, like you are wanting to go out with your friends. Now, an older person might suggest that there might be some issues along those lines. Now, pre-COVID days, our older, more wisdom elements, the adults who have more wisdom, might be concerned about the influence of your friends and what might happen at the house. If you're going to a party, is there going to be other adults present? Is there going to be alcohol present? Is there going to be illegal substances present? What are the risks there? And have you even thought about the mitigations that you could put in place? Have you practiced how you're going to behave if you're put in a situation where there is peer pressure? Have you practiced and thought about some of the things that you might do to keep yourself safe in circumstances where there might be risks that you have not thought about. So the wisdom of our older generation, of our parents, it really does come into play, and they can assist us in thinking through the processes, in practicing with us how we might mitigate those things. Now that might seem really dumb and really uncomfortable to you, but think of it this way. How many times have you been peer pressured to wear something that maybe didn't really fit your style or feel comfortable, but was what everybody else was wearing, was what everybody else was doing? And so you succumb to peer pressure. We can look at how would we stand in our own light to not succumb to that peer pressure. How do we look at how we will practice standing in our own light and standing in that space of being true to ourselves? And this applies to so many different areas of our lives, you know. And Mrs. Weasley, in her wisdom of being conscious of all of these threats, she wants the boys to understand the risks that they've taken. And so she's assigned them a task, something to make them think about what they've done. And the task is to de-dwarf the garden. Now, this allows the boys to use their hands and their eye coordination, but allows their brains to think through what they've actually done and how they might approach it differently next time. So don't discount the wisdom of your older people that are in your lives. Do take the consideration that the physical chores that they might assign as punishment are actually beneficial to you and your brain development. Do consider that if you're going to take action on something, maybe think about all the consequences, or even ask an older person, what would be the consequences if I did this? Can you help me think through how I might behave differently, how I might mitigate these challenges ahead, and look at it differently? Leprechauns in our lives are kind of like those little garden gnomes. They cause a lot of mischief, and they can cause a lot of mischief in our brains. So how will you mitigate the leprechauns in your life? I don't know if that ties in very well, but we'll give it a try. See how that feels for you, and certainly feel free to give me a message and let me know how this is sitting for you, what parts of this Wisdom Wednesdays are working for you. I'd love to hear your comments and feedback. And just a reminder, I am doing stress management sessions. And so if this is something that you're interested in, I can do one-on-one sessions, but I can also do group sessions. And I would love to be able to share some of my wisdom and knowledge related to managing stress at this critical time in your life. I wish you all the best. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Manage those leprechauns in your life, and we will see you back here next week, same time. Take care.